Hey everyone, this is Dr. Lillian Coley, and this is Keep It Real with Dr. Lil. I wanted to come back on so I can talk to you guys a little bit about this article I just saw in regard to the young lady from Alabama that had the allegations against Jay Z and Diddy. You see the information right there on the screen, and that particular lawsuit was brought by Tony Buzbee, and then it was dismissed based on with prejudice based on the young lady wanting to withdraw it. So here we have an article. It looks like Mr. Carter, Jay Z, is supposed to be filing a lawsuit against her. And she came out today talking about how two investigators came to her home or near her home to ask her questions to try to get her to sign an affidavit saying that she made up the story about Diddy and Carter. And she said, no. She said, I'm terrified of him, but I stand by my claims. So I wanted to come on and talk about it because y'all know I am very, very, very big on the victims and things that happen to victims because that's a big deal, everybody. As my goddaughter Wanda Satterway, as I believe was a victim. But at the end of the day, it's some of this kind of stuff that people go through that I believe are victims is sometimes for me it's hard to watch. So this is the article here. She clearly comes out and says the certain things. It was first reported by TMZ, and I'm just going to read some of it. It said, "Oh, you see the headline here. I'm terrified of him, but I stand by my claims." It's supposed to be a quote from Jane Doe, who lives in Alabama. And the anonymous woman who also accused Jay Z of the R word and the since dismissed the lawsuit is sticking by her story. She says she's intimidated and being terrified. And she said he's intimidating and terrifying her. Jane Doe, who sued Jay Z and Diddy for allegedly raping her when she was 13 years old, doubled down her claims and new legal documents obtained by TMZ. And she says Hoover is trying to bully her into saying her accusations are bogus. And the documents, the woman claims that she was recently approached outside her home and cornered by two people who told her they were investigators working for one of the Jay's lawyers. She claims that people tried to get her to sign an affidavit that her rape claims against Jay Z was false, but she refused. And you see this article, it just goes straight down to what everything is about. The kind of, I guess you want to call it the history of the situation, if you will. And as I said, I did a video a few days ago, and the purpose of the video was don't forget the victims. And this is regardless of who did what, where, and why. But it's the fact that if somebody is a victim, that we need to not forget about that because sometimes we get caught up only on all the drama around it that we lose sight of the individual who might have went through something. Some people are saying it never happened. That's their own opinion. And they're saying that she has other allegations of stuff that she said against other people. Well, was that later in life? Because if you were 13 years old, I don't know if she was saying that happened back then. I mean, if something happened at 13, I'm assuming that's the first time if it allegedly happened. And then that could have been the beginning to other situations because sometimes victims unfortunately stay victims until they're able to break a cycle or get out of a situation. And I'm just going to paint the picture from a psychological standpoint. You're talking about a 13-year-old girl who, in this case, seems like she was kind of advanced, moving around, doing stuff, and she found herself in certain places as far as celebrities is concerned, based on her reporting. And then for her saying that she did get raped by people at this particular time, y'all know the story. And let's just say that, her allegations is what she believes. If that did happen at the age of 13, then yeah, there could have been some other things that happened to her afterwards because sometimes women, particularly when they become victims of a circumstance or situation, it doesn't get better for them. It actually gets worse. So they find themselves back in these other kind of situations or what have you. and their life becomes a cycle of problems. So I don't know whether the 13-year-old girl, if she had that incident that happened to her, was at a beginning to a pattern of things that took place thereafter. Sometimes if you do go through drama, everybody, there are other things that can happen to you. But in addition to that, we see that Buzbee did come out afterwards, and I'm just going to look and make sure I did everything with this article before I stop it, because once you stop the article, it's like getting it back is a little challenging. But let me just see. I want to make sure I got everything here. This is, like I say, the TMZ. Just was out like 5:35 this night. I think we went all the way down. Pretty much. Okay, we did. Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty much there. We went all the way down, everybody. So I'm gonna stop sharing this, and I'm going to share the next one, which is and I'm not sure if we can actually take some of these videos and or pages and just do swap them out. Well, here is Buzbee's response. His response is Buzbee, Tony Buzbee releases statement after he and his client are sued by Jay Z. This is just another attempt to intimidate and bully this poor woman that will deal with what this poor woman that we will deal with in due course. So here we have Buzbee responding to this allegation of, I guess, this court documents that were sent and so forth and so on. I'm not going to read all this stuff, but he has everything here. He has this case alleges the same claims as another one that pieced together and filed in Los Angeles. Like the one in LA, this new case in Alabama also has no legal merit. This is a Buzbee talking. Sean Carter's investigators have repeatedly harassed, threatened, and harangued his poor client for weeks, trying to intimidate her and make her recant her story. She hasn't and won't. Instead, she has stated repeatedly she stands by her claims. These same group of investigators have been caught on tape offering to pay money to sue me and my firm. After speaking with Jane Doe today, it's clear to me that the quotes contributed to her in the lawsuit are completely made up, and they spoke to someone who isn't Jane Doe. This is just another attempt to intimidate and bully this poor woman that we'll deal with in due course. We won't be bullied or intimidated by frivolous cases. Tony Buzbee of the Tony Buzbee Law Firm. All right, so he had his statement. Jay-Z's got his statement, so forth and so on. And I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think this really is true? I mean, at the end of the day, I personally hate to see a victim or somebody would be believe a victim. I'm not saying what have you, but let's just say she's a victim. I don't know, all the background and the backstory and everything's true, but if she's saying she's a victim and we believe she's a victim, why can't we just go through the right process and walk this out? Why does it have to be where the person who comes and brings the allegations is always a liar? I don't get that part. Sometimes you just need to walk this out. I think this is going to work out pretty well, though, everybody, because I think that what they're going to do is they're going to bring out the evidence and all the things that they need, or so forth and so on. Since it wasn't a settlement, she can bring it out, right? So I think this might work out. Sometimes when people go down a rat hole, you're going to get some bad stuff coming up because that's what you did. You went down a hole you shouldn't have went. And I don't think that this is something to show nobody anything, because I think the truth speaks for itself. It's just like in me and my godson's case, Ramir Sadowait, we have to let the truth speak for itself for what it is. And I know my goddaughter has some concerns and things that happened to her as well. But at the end of the day, I feel like we need to make sure that we are presenting ourselves the way we're supposed to present ourselves in the public and to the public so that we can address issues and concerns. I really do. And I just wanted to come on here really quickly to talk about this and to say to be encouraged for everyone to look at all the information, the facts and stuff like that. And nobody is guilty unless proven innocent. everybody's innocent, rather. Nobody, I think I did say that right. I'm getting tired, y'all. It's been a long day. But at any rate, I wanted to get on to let you know that everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And now, on no matter what side it is, and that we want justice to prevail, everybody. This is America. People fought for this country to have the Constitution so we could fight for what we believe in the court of law through the law, not to break it, not to bend it, and not to manipulate it, but to uphold it so that we could live it. All right, I'm not going to stay on here long. I just wanted to come on and talk about Jane Doe has responded to some of the allegations, and now, according to Tony Buzbee, some of the stories that were said are made up. I'm not surprised, everybody. People will do a lot of things to not get the truth to come out. And God is going to make sure the truth always come out. We're praying for it in this situation, and we're praying for it in every situation, that God will prevail because God loves justice. How about that, everybody? And I'm talking about the God of the universe, somebody who can make it rain, for real, right? All right, y'all. This is Dr. Lillian Coley, and this is Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. I'm signing out for now. I hope you all have a great night, and we'll look forward to talking with you soon about all these wonderful things that are happening. There's a lot of stuff happening, everybody, but it's all good because we can get to learn from what we need to learn from and go from there. And at the end of the day, it all comes back in the wash. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Bye. I wanted to reinforce that victims are important in circumstances and situations. So when it's all said and done, everybody, don't forget the victim. There are some real life stories out there of people going through things, experiencing things that were not right and not their fault.